a Democratic debate is kind of a nerd prom. I mean, it really is candidates who generally really care about policy, talking about their different ideas. And you see them often wonk out. I mean, in the last presidential debate, you saw President Obama spoke for about, it felt like days to me about the iPad, okay? I mean, it was probably a minute and a half, but it seemed really long on national television. And I think actually in a Democratic debate, it's even more so. You really have a debate. I think they'll have rounds on what to do about the size of the financial industry and what to do on climate and whether we should have, an energy tax versus invest in solar. And, I think they're illuminating about people's character, but they really do tend to wonk out. Well, they do look a lot different from each other. I mean, they have different personalities, and definitely will emphasize the different experiences they have. Governor O'Malley will definitely speak about his experience as a governor. Senator Sanders as an advocate, and I think Hillary will talk a lot about her different kinds of experiences, both in the legislative and executive branch. And they'll have some differences, and debates actually sharpen those substantive debate differences. But I don't think they're going to be I'm just saying they're not going to be as profound as on the Republican side. It's interesting. I mean, I think the most important thing is people will start to see the race as it is. I mean, I'm not a pundit, but it's like I think people it will tend to start to look a little unfair if everyone else has to sweat out the performance of a debate prep and go show up to these things, and like the vice president keeps like dangling it out there. I mean, I think at some point people will want him to declare. But maybe there's a chance he'll just show up on Tuesday at the debate, and that'll be fun. Hillary really is like a Rorschach test, like they're always like delineating, it's super frustrating to me. I worked for Hillary for over a decade, and you can actually go back and look at these things. I mean, in 2007, her first major economic speech was on rising inequality in the country and how workers were working more, productivity was rising, but all the value of that was going to CEOs. Now she says literally the same thing, and everyone says she's tacking left. So at the end of the day, I mean, I think she actually has to just explain herself. The debate actually offers her an opportunity to do that without people reading into everything she's doing. That's a great opportunity for her. It's not like every problem has been solved, no matter how great President Obama's been, and I think he's been a great president. But it's not a criticism of him to say, there's some things that we still need to work on. The legislation he passed wasn't really designed to do. I'm going to build on those successes. I think if you go into these things, with a message of we're going to build on these successes and get more savings for you, that's not a criticism. That's really a positive statement.